I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me. This is my craft along video. I do a little tutorial every Friday just to show you how to make a crafty make. I am so excited about this week's make. Here it is. Look at that. Ta-da! Isn't it beautiful? I'm so excited, and yet it is so simple. It doesn't look it, does it? It's actually just a really simple easel card. If you've never made an easel card before, basically it is what it says on the tin. It's just a card that pops up like an easel, but it's really, really simple to make. And I think in the grand scheme of things, when we're card makers or any crafter actually, you always want to make the next big thing, or you want to try something new. And sometimes it's really good just to go back to your roots, to your basic stuff that you loved, and just jazz it up. So that is what this week's craft along is about. It's all about the decoration really, and how you do this layered circle effect. So I will take you through it step by step. I probably won't have time to do all the embellishments, but I'll show you some tips and tricks, oh my god, along the way. I'm mumbling and mixing up my words because it's really early in the morning here. I was so excited about getting on with this week's make that I've actually got up really early to film it, and I'm in my dressing gown, hence you can only see my hands. So yeah, should we just craft? Okay, if you want to stay in touch with me, that's how you do it there. You can find me on Instagram, Pinterest and Facebook, of course. If you like the products that I use, please shop with me. I am in the UK, as I said, and you can shop with me at createdtheottaway.co.uk. Equally, if you make one of my makes, send me a picture. I love it. I've had a few different ones this week. We've had lots of new subscribers, so welcome to you all, and yeah, let's craft. Okay, all fingers and thumbs now. Put that out the way. New catalogue, what did I use? I have used, this is the Stampin' Up catalogue, full of all sorts of goodies and so much inspiration. It's unbelievable. I've used this paper. I think it gets overlooked because of the beautiful Country Woods paper. This is called Country Lace, and it's really good for your backgrounds. It's really subtle. It's some nice shades, some basic beige. Misty Moonlight, that's always been a favourite of mine. Some Smoky Slate as well. And I've actually been making with this Country Flowers set loads because it's just so versatile. But I haven't used it today, so I'll show you what I am going to use instead. So basically I've just used this paper, some thick white card, and then these amazing circle dies. Look at those. Look at those. How many do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was going to say 12, and then I thought I better count them just in case there isn't 12. But can you see how they layer up in different variations? So you could put all the borders that are like stripes all the way around on one, but you can mix it up as well. So this one, it gives you like a nice nice leaf pattern around the edge. Can you see? And then that one, the stripy one, gives you that pattern, and then this one gives you this pattern. And I actually thought about threading through that, but decided not to for this card. The trouble is with me, I like all crafts, so I like to stretch everything. The leaves and the flowers, shall I tell you what they're called? Spotlight on Nature die. Not sure why it's called Spotlight on Nature, because there's circles apart from the lovely leaf pattern going around, but I've used those. The other thing I've used is Lifetime of Love dies. Now, Why would I use those? Because there's this most beautiful little flower, okay, which is really underused. How gorgeous is that? Sorry, wasn't even looking to see if you could see, but it's like half a flower and a whole flower, and like that they just come out so gorgeous. So I've used that one. And then this really, what I needed was a really delicate leaf, and the one on the country flowers is not very delicate. It's beautiful, but it's not what I needed for this. I'm just going to poke this out so you can see what I mean. Look, how delicate is that? Really delicate. And I'll show you what I do to make that stick on as well. So okay, that's what I've used going round. And then I felt like it needed a bit of depth on it as well, so I've used this oak leaf, because I'm a big fan of oak leaves, if you've seen my logo. Okay, and that's from the same set. Don't know if the lighting's that good this early in the morning. Okay, so they're what I've used for the decoration, and obviously just a little heart in the middle. It didn't start out as a wedding or anniversary card, but that's where it took me. Sometimes it just tells you what it wants to be. Well, that's what I believe anyway. So what else did I use? There was one more thing that I needed to tell you. Oh, the celebrate. So can you see this piece here? Look how beautiful that is. All I have done to make it like that is I have used the wanted to say dies, which are great, by the way. You get happy birthday, celebrate, and get well soon, I think it is, and you can layer them up and really make your sentiments pop. But what I did was die cut it a couple of times. Is that going to come out on camera? No, please don't tear. Okay, die cut it a couple of times like that. Oh, nearly pulled it apart. So I've got one, and then I die cutted it again. Die cutted, not sure. I think I did it 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Now, if I'd been awake properly, I would have die cut it on adhesive sheets. You know, the sticky sheets that Stampin' Up do? And you put it on a piece of card and then you die cut and it turns your sentiment into a sticker. Well, I didn't do that, but that's fine. So what I did was die cut a couple, put some dabs of glue on. Now, how I do that is I tend to use a cocktail stick or a toothpick, whatever you want to call it. I have one end that's pointy and then the other end I cut off so it's flat, and I use that for my flowers, just to make them 3D. Shall I show you that? Sorry, let's show you that and then we can be away with the card. So let's bring that back. So the pointy end is the bit I put glue on because you can control how much glue, and this end I use the flat bit just to make your flowers 3D. Okay, and then that's it, just makes it pop out. It's just simple. I've got loads of tools. It's not I haven't got the right tools, but I always return to my old favourite. So back to the sentiment. Let me move that out of the way again. So I would put a dab of glue on the corner of paper, pick up some glue and just dot glue all over it. And then I'd actually pop these little bits out as well. Then I would pick the first E and line that up, okay, and then gradually go along and press it or move it in place until it's all lined up, okay, and then do that a couple of times and you get a really great 3D effect. So should we make the card? Ta-da! I really want to show you it standing up, but you can't. The angle on the camera is not good because it's a real wow. Okay, I'm going to lie it down. So this is what you need. Hardly anything at all. You need some coloured card or base card, and that is going to be 5 inches by 10 inches. I've put the centimetres there as well, and then you're going to score it in a couple of places to make the easel piece. You need a piece for the front, so basically you're making that, okay, and then you need another bit for this bit here. So that's there. I'm going to stop talking for a minute and let you screenshot that. Okay, and then we're going to start creating. So this time I'm not using the beige paper, I am using the Misty Moonlight paper in the pack. So let's have a look. I've got my paper trimmer, I've got my base card, I've already cut it to 5 inches by 10, and now I'm going to do the scoring. So the scoring is going to be 2.5. And 5. See, simple card. Okay, put that back out the way. This is going to come in, that's just going to fold over, so that's your base card. But this bit folds here because that is going to make your stand. Told you it was easy. Look at that. Okay, so put that to one side. Now we need the same size as the card for the front, but all we're going to do is glue it to half of it, which we'll do in a minute. We're going to decorate it first. So that's 5 inches by 5 inches, and then you need the piece for the front that is 4 inches by 4 inches. So now we're going to decorate it. Okay, so this front of the card is going to have this Misty Moonlight paper on. It looks a bit like jeans. It's really lovely, and it's going to give it a whole different look. So let's see if my glue works. I'm using Tombow glue because I like that it gives me a bit of wiggle room, and I always put my paper down and bring the glue to the paper because I end up using less glue. It doesn't squirt out all over the place. Well, not unless it's brand new. When it's brand new, it's very, very liquidy and it just goes everywhere. But this helps. Okay, so that's my front piece done. I'm going to bring my 4-inch square in. Now, I wanted a bit of contrast on mine, so I've gone for the same colour card or paper, designer paper, but a different pattern, and that's just going to go on there. Now, how did I work out the sizes for my squares? I've done 1/8 of an inch smaller, so if it's 5 inch, I've used 4 7/8, and this one that's 4 inches, I've used 3 7/8. So that just gives you a nice little border round without being too in your face. Just going to move that a little bit. That's why I love the Tombow. Okay, so that's going to be the front of my card. Can you see how nice that looks together already? And the white frame on the card just makes it pop a bit. So that's that. I'm going to bring my card back in, and I just need to decorate the base because you're going to see it. Okay, so again, I've done that 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. Excited about this card. I think mainly because it's so easy, and I just want you to make it and fall in love with what you're creating. Okay, so that's that. I am going to stick this on. Okay, so the 5-inch panel I am going to stick down. So what I intend to do is put that on flat, and I'm just putting glue on the bottom half. Okay, so be careful about not going over your score line, but you do want glue all over it. Okay, now I'm going to bring that over, just like that. Oh, I've just got some glue there. I'm just pressing that down in place. Remember, there's only glue on the bottom half, but I want to make sure it's really secure before I stand it up. I think it's going to be okay, do you? Should we try? Okay, so that's going to go there. Do you know what I've just realised? I didn't bring in the little bit that goes on there. Right. You know that bit where it pauses and you have a sip of cup of tea and a bite of toast? This is it now. Just going to go and run and get my card. And I'm back. Okay, so this piece, did I tell you the size of that piece? I think I did. It's 4.5 by 1 3/4. How did I get that size? Because I want it to sit really nicely inside. Okay, so that's that, which means this needs to be 1 5/8 by 4 3/8. That's a test early in the morning. Okay. Right, now hopefully this is the right size. Oh, I've got cat's hairs stuck to me. The kitty cats are outside because it's so early. There's no meowing from them on this video. Okay, so that's that. Now that needs to go there, and I need to higher it up with some dimensionals so that there's a bit of a lip that my card can prop against. Now it's got no weight on it, so you don't need loads and loads and loads of dimensionals, but you do want it to feel strong and secure. But I've barely done any gluing and everything's sticking to me. Oh, right, that one, that one, that one. Okay, just gonna put that there, like that actually. Don't know why, but it just feels right that way round. Now then, what happens is that props, didn't burnish it, did I? Do you know what that means? It means making sure the card knows where you want it to go. Ta-da! There you go. Burnish your folds. Every time you score, burnish them. Use your bone folder and do it. Okay, that's that. Now, how do I do this bit? How do I get those circles in the right place? How do I know? So I used this one, okay, and then I used different layering ones inside. But at the minute, it doesn't matter which layering ones I'm going to use on the inside. I just need to get this right for die cutting. So I'm going to turn it over so I know where it is. I've used the same die that my inside circle, the biggest inside circle is. So this one here is exactly the same size. Now when I first tried this out, I actually did a bigger circle and everything just looked a bit lost in it. So I've gone for exactly the same circle. I've already put my paper on my card, and I'm going to use some washi tape. You can use masking tape or whatever you want, because I need to make sure it's in the right place. So I've just got a little bit of that. I'm just going to put it on my hand just to make sure that it takes some of the stickiness off, because I don't want to rip any of the paper. Now, put your panel where you want it to be. So I want it sort of in the middle, or actually in the middle. So I've placed that. My biggest circle, I don't want it to overhang. I want it to sit inside. So it just sits inside there. So I might come over a little bit more. So that's about right. It looks about right top and bottom. I'm going to stick the washi tape on. Okay. So if I go God, that's me. That wasn't a good place for the washi tape, was it? It moved. Put that again. Right. Put your square where you want it to be, centrally. Place your die so that it's on the card. I feel like that needs to go over a bit. Like that. Stick it in place, and then when you lift it up, your circle overhangs, but that's fine. Then go and die cut it. Okay. And what you are left with is a big curly cuff for Claire. Okay, and that is going to go on there. And what could you do with this bit? Wow, I did think you could put it inside and use that as your place to write your personal message. It's a bit darker on this one, but definitely on the basic beige it would have stood out. But anyway, or use it on another card. Actually, if you put that on a card and used it on the side, you could do a really nice effect with that. So that is going in my to use later. Okay, so which circles did I use? I used this circle, then I used this one, okay, then I used the next one was the flower leaf, and I just did those. I alternated what I die cut. So I've got this one is that, this one is that, and then this one, let's move those out of the way, is that. And then when I was putting it all together, I thought actually I need another white, so I went with this one, so it looks really pretty. So let's move everything out of the way and let's start putting it together. So they're my circles. Did I tell you what the circles were called? Yeah, because they're called Spotlight on Nature or something, can't they? Spotlight on Nature dies. Of course they are. Okay, right. Bring this in. So I want this to stand out. Use your dimensionals. So they are going to go on there. Oh, that bit's come off without the sticky. Okay. I'm going to put one there, put one there, put one there, and one there. Again, it hasn't got any weight to hold, but I want it to be strong and stay in place. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one either side. So I've cut a dimensional in half because I don't want it showing up. And I've just put that there. Okay, just get all the backs off. Oh, I can feel the excitement. Okay, and also my tummy rumbling, saying, is it breakfast yet? So hopefully you can't hear that. Is that all of them? Yes. Right, to make sure I put it in the right place, I'm going to place that on where I wanted it to be. Okay. Oh, is that straight, Claire? I think it is. Look at that! I love it! Now this one just goes straight on. Oh. Put the card down. You've got extra grip on the glue and all is good in the world. So, can you see what I mean? There's no gap, but that's good because it looks like it fits perfectly. Then this one, I put on with dimensionals. This time I'm not so worried about putting loads all over the place because I know it's just got another circle on the top and that is it. Okay, so that's just going to go there. And then this one, is on with dimensionals again, but can you see how it takes a normal, simple, easy is the word I would use for this fun fold, but it looks amazing. Look, just by adding the circle details, I'm really loving this. So I've already added a leaf there, but I thought I would show you how to do that. So I've just got my die from the Lifetime of Love die set. Remember I said at the beginning I just wanted a really delicate leaf pattern, leaf die cut. I just wanted something simple. Oh, it's stuck in there now. That is just called sod's law, isn't it? There you go. So I've got my leaf. I've got my cocktail shot stick that I showed you last time, or toothpick, or whatever you want to call it. I just need a little bit of paper, so I'm just going to use this. Blob some glue on it, just there. And then what I'm doing is taking my leaf and just following the central stem. So I'm just going to dot some glue along that stem. So I'm leaving the leaves apart from the end one, but I'm just putting some glue, just dotting it. That's why I'm using the stick rather than the whole bottle. And then using that as my guide, I'm going to go round this circle here. So I didn't put glue on the end leaf, so I'm just tucking that in and then just folding it round like that. Can you see what a really nice effect that gives? And I'll just go round as much or as little as I want. And then these leaves are also in the same die set. They're a bit like oak leaves. I just felt like I needed to fluff it up a bit, so I'm going to add those on in different places. And then the flowers, I just use the other end of my cocktail stick to just shape it. Actually, on this one I might do them in blue, so that they, in the misty moonlight, so that they pop out, and they just get added on as wow. And then that will be that. I won't bore you with that. Now when it comes to this piece here, I'm going to do my Celebrate. I'm going to do exactly the same with the glue, dot it all over, and then add the one on the top. Okay, and I just start there and go along and add a couple of those, probably 3, to give you a really nice thickness. And again, I will use this die to just decorate down the bottom, and that is your card done. Ta-da! Okay, let me bring the other one back in. I'm actually really loving the blue. I love the blue. The Misty Moonlight is one of my favourite colours. The basic beige looks perfect as well. I love that for a wedding or an anniversary, but I'm torn. Which one do I love the most? Which one do you love the most? I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. A little bit of fun on a Friday here in the UK. Early morning fun. You can purchase the circles through me at createdtheottaway.co.uk, or use what you have in your stash and just share with me a picture of the designs that you make. Thank you for watching and bearing with me, and happy crafting. Bye.